This is Labubu, a strange little monster that's been called ugly, creepy, cute, and even demonic.
Labubu gives you boo-boos. Do not buy. Go home now.
Welcome to Nerdy by Nature, the channel where we dive into the weirdest corners of pop culture and history. And today we're asking,
Take my money!
how did this odd little creature take over the world? With huge round eyes, a grin full of 9 sharp teeth, and pointy elf-like ears, Labubu looks like it walked out of a fairy tale, or maybe a nightmare. But here's the twist. People aren't running away from it. They're lining up around the world just to buy one. Scroll through TikTok and you'll see thousands of fans unboxing these little creatures, showing off rare finds and treating them almost like pets. Labubu isn't just a toy, it's become a cultural phenomenon that mixes art, luck, and obsession into one mischievous smile. So where did this wild little monster even come from? Meet Kazing Lung, a Hong Kong-born illustrator who grew up obsessed with fairy tales and strange creatures. As a kid, he loved the darker side of Nordic folklore, the kind of stories where elves weren't cute. They were mischievous tricksters hiding in the woods. Years later, Lung sketched a whole world he called the Monsters, and out of those drawings, one character stood out, Labubu. With those huge eyes and sharp grin, it was weird, a little scary, and totally unforgettable. Labubu didn't stay trapped in a sketchbook for long. In 2015, creator Kazing Lung teamed up with a boutique toy maker called How to Work. Together, they sculpted Labubu into small vinyl figurines, finally giving this mischievous elf monster a body you could actually hold. Early runs were sold at art toy conventions and through niche collector shops. Fans loved the weird balance of cute and creepy. It stood out in a sea of smooth, friendly mascots. But Labubu was still just a cult favorite, more of an underground secret than a global craze. That all changed in 2019. When Labubu partnered with Pop Mart, the powerhouse behind Asia's blind box explosion. Suddenly, this wasn't just a regular toy anymore. It was a mystery prize waiting in a box. And once people got a taste of that surprise factor, the hype machine roared to life. The concept is simple and addictive. You buy a sealed box, but you have no idea which figure is inside. It might be a common Labubu in pajamas, or a secret edition in full costume worth hundreds on resale. That mix of mystery and scarcity sent fans into a frenzy. People lined up outside stores, ripping boxes open on the sidewalk, hoping to score the rare one. Online unboxing videos racked up millions of views, with fans screaming, crying, and trading duplicates like prized baseball cards. It wasn't just a toy anymore. It was the thrill of the chase, the collector's lottery, and everyone wanted in. At this point, Labubu had blown up, but then it went nuclear. Nothing supercharges a trend like a celebrity. In 2024, Lisa from Blackpink was spotted with a tiny Labubu keychain hanging from her bag. That one moment set off a firestorm. Fans rushed online to track down the exact same figure, and suddenly, Labubu wasn't just an art toy, it was a must-have accessory. Forget thousands of views. Labubu posts were racking millions of views. Social feeds blew up with posts tagging #Labubu, and the craze spilled out of Asia and onto the global stage. Before long, other stars like Dua Lipa and Rihanna were showing off their own Labubus. What was once a niche collectible had officially crossed over into pop culture, powered by one idol selfie. Once the hype hit full speed, Labubu wasn't just a collectible anymore. It became a brand. Suddenly, this grinning little monster was showing up in the most unexpected places. Labubu teamed up with Coca-Cola, plastered across limited edition cans. It dressed up like characters from the anime One Piece, rocking pirate outfits and swords. Labubu even made its way into fine art spaces, with exhibitions that put the creature right alongside paintings and sculptures. What started as a quirky sketch had now turned into a global ambassador for pop culture. Cute, creepy, and impossible to ignore. Now, here's where things get really wild. A regular Labubu blind box costs about 28 bucks, but if you pull a rare or secret edition, that same figure can resell online for hundreds. And it doesn't stop there. In Beijing, a life-size Labubu figurine went under the hammer for an unbelievable $170,000. Yep, people are literally treating this little monster like fine art. Of course, where there's hype, there are knockoffs. Fake Lafufus started flooding the market. Cheap copies that fool beginners but drive collectors crazy. So if you're hunting for one, you've got to know your packaging, your stamps, and your sources. Or risk getting Lafufu'd. But not everyone thinks Labubu is just harmless fun. Labubu's story takes a surprising turn in Thailand, where the little monster became more than just a collectible. Pop Mart released a special edition called Good Luck to You Labubu, and fans took it literally. People placed the figure on shrines, carried it as a charm, and even prayed to it for blessings. The hype grew so strong that the Thai government actually named Labubu an official tourism mascot, with members of the royal family giving their approval. But Labubu fever hasn't been welcomed everywhere. In Erbil, Iraq, officials flat out banned the dolls. Thousands were confiscated from shops, with authorities calling them exploitative and even hinting at ties to demonic spirits.
Labubu gives you boo-boos. Do not buy. Go home now.
In Russia, lawmakers went so far as to propose a nationwide ban, arguing the creepy grin could scare kids and pointing to packaging that didn't meet local labeling laws. And it's not just governments. Chaos from Labubu restocks has caused problems too. In both South Korea and the UK, Pop Mart had to suspend in-store sales after massive crowds got out of hand, with fights breaking out over blind boxes. So here's the big question. Is Labubu here to stay? Or just the latest fad? We've seen this story before. Remember Beanie Babies in the 90s? People thought they were investments, and then boom, the bubble popped. Same with Tamagotchis and other toy crazes that burned hot and disappeared. But then there are the survivors. Things like Pokemon, which started as a collectible craze and turned into a permanent cultural empire. Right now, Labubu could go either way. It might end up as a fun nostalgia trip in 10 years, or it could keep evolving, with collabs, fans, and collectors keeping the monster alive. What do you think? Icon or fad? If you had fun diving into the wild world of Labubu, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into pop culture and history. And hey, we want to hear from you. Is Labubu the next big icon, or just today's fad? Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you next time on Nerdy by Nature.